Basically how news information impact the forex market. You can just come to the chart and you see different patterns of price moving in a very fast direction, and you have no explanation. So okay, welcome guys. Today we're going to be talking about how news trading works in the forex market, how to basically use news trading to make money in the forex market. So we're going to start first with the concept of news trading. What is news trading in general? Again, news trading has been in existence for a very long time. And news trading is the aspect of using fundamentals. It's basically getting news information online from a reputable source and interpreting them into the forex market, using them to make your decisions, your buy decisions and your sell decisions. So we're going to be talking about the challenges that forex traders face basically when they're talking about news information. They just go ahead and then start taking various trades, maybe based on they say this man made this statement, and then they just go ahead and place a buy without further analysis on it. But there's what we call fundamental analysis, which is strictly different from technical analysis, and they work hand in hand. Basically, you have to connect the dots basically for you to be able to have accurate data or movements in the market, or for you to be able to get out the movement in the market. So we're going to be looking at the first thing. So this is a bunch of sites that we're going to be using today, and the first one is known as Forex Factory. As you can see down here, this Forex Factory. So you have to be able to use this site. Basically, you have to learn everything about this site bit by bit. So we're just going to, not to make this video long, we're going to just go through the basics of this site. So first things first, when you load the site, the first area you see here is basically where you have to sign up for your account. As you can see, my account is signed in on this part. And then afterwards, you have to focus on this other section. Here's your pair section. Here's basically where you have to see what you're trading, and all that. And then down below here is where you get to see the news information for each and every single day that you have. So if you scroll down, you can see you have more information here. You have from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's no one on Saturday, there's no one on Sunday, and the next Monday continues like that. So you can basically see every single thing you need to know about. Anything has to do with news information, you get to see all of them live on this site before you go in. So what do? You first of all come up to this site, and then you have to see for that day what do we have for today. So I didn't use any news information today. Am I supposed to be afraid of the market? Am I supposed to be looking for how to get in? You're going to have to weigh your options by coming to this site every single day to go through it. So once you're done going through the news information you have on this site, to actually place those things on your account, these are where the challenges comes in. Now most traders will just sit and say, okay, I have a Richmond manufacturing index, and then just go ahead and then do whatever they like. So the first things first, you have to understand each and every single one of these news information to the later. Like you have to understand every single bit of them first, and then you see they actually play out so good on the chart. This is good USD, and we took on this trade. If you actually check the previous video on the channel, probably the real section, you can basically see that that's actually good move that you saw on those videos. This is actually the move right here. We actually caught the move right here, and we couldn't have done that if we don't know how to do fundamental analysis. So this is very, very important for every single trader. So we're going to be explaining the strategy now. So first things first, you go through the news, you come up here. Let's say for tomorrow we have news information by 3 p.m. and then what you do is I actually come up to the site like a few minutes for the 3 p.m. Let's say about 30 minutes for the 3 p.m. or in most cases I might just do 10 minutes for the 3 p.m. And then so I need to get the most accurate data, and then I come up here and I click the details section right here, and then you have to go through every single information. See the source from the Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond, and you have the measures, you have the usuals, you have the frequency, you have the next release. FF note, the measures is very important. The usual effect is very important. Frequency and next release is basically if you want to be following up certain information, when it comes up next time. And then FF notes is also very important for the Forex Factory notes, so it's very important. And what is also called, you need to know what these are called and what they stand for. So every single information on that, the specs here are very, very important, including the history section where you get to see how they have been performing over time, how positive they have been or how negative they have been. You have to position yourself on this aspect. So this is actually very, very important. So when you come here, you look at the information here, the measures, the effect, and then if you see actual greater than forecast is for currency, if you scroll down to this other side, you can see that whenever the forecast is greater than the actual, it's always red, and whenever the actual greater than the forecast is always green. As you can see, -11 is greater than -7 is greater than -11, and then -17 is less than -5, so that way it's negative here. And then the neutral one is when the both come out the same. So that's on that. So they say actually greater than forecast for currency. So whenever this is red, simply means that it's bad for the currency. Whenever it's green, it means that it's good for the currency. Whenever it's black, it means that it's neutral. There's no difference between the forecast and the actual. That's what it means. So how do you go ahead to trade such stuff? Like if you want to go ahead and trade, this kind of news information, it's very, very simple. Such as, okay, let's go to the currency trend meter. So when you come to the currency trend meter section, here you have You have euro, you have GBP, you have USD, you have various currencies here that you can trade. So what I usually use the currency meter to do is to weigh how strong each currencies are to each other. I use this both on technical analysis and both fundamental analysis. So I weigh the options and then I'm like, okay, is this one stronger? Is this one stronger? So can we work with this? Can we work with that? I have to weigh all my options first before I go into start placing my trades. So since this information we have here is on USD, I come here and I focus on USD and then I pair it together with a pair I'm trading, maybe euro, maybe GBP, and then once I've done that, I can also, let's say it's GBP I want to pay it with. So if this is like a few minutes to the news, when I come up here, I can be able to see that GBP is doing outstandingly well, more than the USD. As you can see, 1 2 3 4 5 6, you have about 6 strength bar, and while USD is struggling with 1. So I know fully well, okay, GBP has more power over USD at the moment, which simply is going to be taken up for a buy for me. So once I've picked out that value, what I have to do next is to head on back to my Forex factory and to make sure that I'm not leaving out any other details. And then afterwards, I head over to a sentiment analysis. So we are focused on GBP USD obviously, and then we're expecting a buy. So here I get to see how many persons are actually buying, how many persons are actually selling. I get to see those information here, and then once I've seen information, basically I now know what to decide on here. So if you now say, okay, fine and good, we're actually going with a buy, we're actually going with a sell, what you have to do next is to go onto your MT5, just go to your MT5, and then you basically select your, just place your buy trade. You basically, I don't basically apply TP on my MT5. What I just do is just select the particular pair we want to trade. Okay, I'm just going to attach a screen record to this so you can basically see what we are talking about. So on this stage, you just attach that, and then you can now go ahead and click your buy or click your sell, and your trade is going to go through, and then you wait to see when the information drops, and when the information drops, and then you can now know if you were wrong on your analysis or you were right. Because if you're right in your analysis, chances are going to make times 50, times 100, or even times 200 of your initial account that you have. So that's basically how to trade news. It's not quite a difficult process. It's quite simple at the same time, so it has a lot of complexities to it, so you should be prepared for that. So real world examples of this that I've done, you can see them everywhere on my channel. If you just go through most of the reels videos, you can be able to see them. That's exactly how I trade news. Like most times I take the trades 1 minute, 2 minutes before the news and all that, and that's exactly how it goes. So this is actually something that you have to pay attention to as a Forex trader. You get, so you can just check out other videos for more trading tips, and then just drop a question that you might have about this Forex factory, the constraint and all that. You can just drop it, and then I'll basically address the questions.